Hello. How is everyone? Hello, Oncey. Hello and goodbye, little doe. Good night, sweet dreams. Sleep well, all of that. Hello, Kayla. Hello. Did I already say Jaden? Hello, Jaden. Hello, B. Hello, Calm Mom. Hello, Unix. Hello, Venom. How is everyone? You doing good? You having a good time? Hold on, let me... Actually, you know what? Hold on. I just realized since I'm not, like, doing anything other than talking, I can put the chats here. Make it a little more, Hey. You don't even worry about it, little Dell. Thanks for dropping by at all. I really do appreciate it. Oh, I could do this over here. I keep forgetting, like, I need to do more just chatting streams because this is like a way comfier setup. I keep like forgetting that I can just do just chatting streams because I'm like, ooh, want to play video game, but like I could just talk. Doing good? That's good. Oh, AC is broke again. Sorry to hear that. I am lucky that I don't really need AC right now. It decided to like rain and like be not super hot here, so I'm all good with that. It's kind of nice, honestly. Nice change of pace. So yeah, Monday just got a lot better. Well, very good. It is summer indeed. Hopefully can sleep soon. Fair enough, fair enough. Hey, thanks for dropping by at all. Video game nerd brain. True. Well, would rate the book 10 out of 10. It was a good book. Only 80, which is lucky for us as it's been around the 90s. Yeah, that. Ugh. Your Tuesday's been going good. Very worried in August 2nd. No. Seems like such a good book. Yeah, Before the Coffee Gets Cold is really good. I enjoyed it a lot. Hold on. Okay. But yeah. So those of you who read the book, you'll have noted it was pretty short. Honestly, I probably could have had a shorter like length of time than usual, but I didn't really think about it. But it was kind of like it was really good because it was all just like individual, like each one felt like its own short story. That's rather than like a book with a consecutive plot, which it did have a consecutive plot technically speaking, but it felt like a chain of short stories more than an actual plot. You don't read books anymore? Tragic. You should join us at the reading. Part of the goal of the book club, which maybe I should start with the goal of the book club. The goal of the book club is very selfish for me. It's to get me to fucking read again more. Yeah. So, and hello, Katie. I liked it was 4 different stories, but all related. Yeah, and they were definitely like consecutive, but yeah, it felt like more of a series of short stories than like a book with a overarching plot. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So I think God, it's such a fucking depressing book. Like it's very like, it's depressing, but like at the same time uplifting. Like, just feel like a school assignment where you're supposed to read a book and discuss it in class. Kinda. I mean, except we're having fun. I don't know. We get to vote on the book. I mean, like, if you don't like the book, you don't gotta read it, right? Unless you're me, in which case, even if you have a very hard time with a book, like I did this month, okay. Wish I could see the novel, but it won't let me show it. So I just got some books for me to read in real life. Percy Jackson, Willy Wonka. Oh, well, that's good. Short story collection type, kind of. So, for those who didn't read the book, first of all, there's gonna be spoilers. Second of all, short summary of the book is, it is about a cafe in which there is an ability to time travel. In this cafe, you can go backwards in time. That's usually what people do, but it is revealed that you can also go forwards in time. This can only be done by sitting in a particular chair, which is occupied by a ghost for like 99% of the day. And you have to have a cup of coffee set in front of you in a particular cup, poured from a particular thing. And you have to return before the coffee gets cold, and you have to drink the coffee before the coffee gets cold. Otherwise, you take the place of the ghost. So, it's a series of short stories. I want to be very clear. It's a series of short stories because they are definitely like consecutive, right? Like they happen in order. But it's just one book. It's just one book. It's actually quite short. Like, it's very short. Each story focuses on a different type of relationship. Yeah. So, and that's the thing, because it starts out with like two young lovers. And then, oh gosh, what's the second one? I'm like trying to remember off the top of my head, like the names of the chapters. Hold on. Let me pull up before the coffee gets cold. It's what are the chapters? Oh, apparently there's a whole series. Okay. Okay, well, whatever. But I don't remember the exact order, but I do remember the plots of them. And hello, Karasu. It was kind of sad, but each story had its own positive aspects. Yeah, so each story, death is involved. Yeah, no, like it's kind of tragic actually. Especially the last story is tragic, but like hopeful, right? So it starts off, God, and it starts off in such an infuriating manner. The first story, like the first and the last story had me clawing my fucking brain out of my goddamn skull, because could these people just talk in a straight goddamn line and stop waffling around, not doing anything and wasting their goddamn time? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I had a very, very hard time with this book. I think it was just like, I think it's just like a very Japanese like style of conversation in the book that just infuriates me. I absolutely hate people who can't just be upfront and just say what they goddamn mean. But yeah, so it starts off, there's a gal and a guy. They go into this coffee shop, and he breaks up with her in the coffee shop. He's like, I'm gonna go to America to work at this company that I have been trying to work at since forever. And then he leaves. And so she realizes that there is a time travel mechanic with this cafe, like within the next week. And so she travels back in time eventually after, you know, just a horrific amount of suspense. Just so much. Sometimes I just want to shake them. They're so, oh my god. It's just like the amount of time we spend trapped in this woman's mind as she's reeling through all these possibilities instead of just asking what the rules around the time travel are. Your previous comment had chapters for you. Oh, lovers, husband, wife, sisters, mother's child. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Thank you. So the first one is the lovers, and oh my god, like the ending of the chapter is really good, and like the moral of the story is repeated throughout each one. I feel like there's actually a few. So I think because this is definitely like one of those books where it's like it's definitely trying to impart a lesson or a moral, and I think it's trying to impart a few. And hello, Starlight, welcome. But like, one, actually talk to people, because all of these people, every last one of them that travels back through time is just horrible at talking to people and just like saying what they mean when they should say what they mean. The way he sprung going on, yeah, he like sprung it on her at the last minute. He was like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm going to America, my flight's leaving in an hour. It was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, you probably should have talked about this beforehand. But it's just like, I think the first thing that struck out to me is let's just like fucking talk about shit. Like especially with the first one, it was like the girl, she had like a very visceral emotional reaction. She couldn't say what she meant. And it wasn't until she went back in time that she was able to kind of do that, but not really. And because she did, she actually got more information. Like, because if you go back in time, you can't change the present. That's one of the rules, right? But that doesn't mean that going back in time can't change you or your perspective of the situation, right? So it's like, I think part of what it's trying to say is like, you know, reflecting on past events can let you learn lessons or some shit. I think that's one of the other things it's trying to say, which is a good lesson. But she went back in time, she got more information. The dude was like, wait 3 years, I will come back. So yeah, which is pretty selfish still, but you know, for a culture that's so obsessed with like not being selfish, Japanese people are selfish quite a lot of the time. At least in fiction. So each story involved getting more info to help them deal with the situation. Yeah, each story involved getting more info to help them deal with the situation by actually talking and not just sitting there like a dumbass, not communicating what you want to say. Like, what book is this? Before the Coffee Gets Cold. That is indeed the topic of the stream. Good book, good book. Very infuriating to read, in my opinion. None of the the only character that can talk in a straight line is the actual manager of the coffee shop, and he's almost never in the coffee shop. We like barely ever see him, and he's the only one who could like actually talk like a normal human being, and he barely talks. It's like, no, please. I'll try to search the book in my language sometime. It's good. It's good. I highly recommend it. But yeah, so yeah, and I think ranting, but I'm agreeing with you too, right? Book club, where were we reading? We read Before the Coffee Gets Cold this month. Or I guess it's technically like a 6-week period, because it's like 1 week of voting, 1 week of letting you get the book, 4 weeks of reading. So, but yeah, Before the Coffee Gets Cold, very good book, very infuriating. I suppose I could like grab the title. You missed? Well, that's okay. We're gonna do it again, Winter Maiden. Also, hello. Let me grab the book. Image of the book. There we go. Copy image. I think I could just paste it in here, right? No, I can't. Can I do that? I cannot. That is dumb. Hold on. Save image as. Save. There we go. So that way people can just look and they could see this is what we are talking about. Oh, make it easier for folks. Such a book nerd. Books are one of my love languages. Nice, nice. Yeah, we're gonna we'll wrap up the stream by deciding on more books. But deciding on the next, or like a list of books to vote on next. People aren't mind readers. You have to tell them how you feel, what you want / need. For real. Like, it's just, I hate, one trope I really hate in movies, books, any entertainment meeting, any entertainment media is like conflict that arises due to a lack of communication, because it's just, it's not enjoyable to read. Like, and like it makes sense in some context. You need to eat, hey, sleep well, sweet dreams, all of that. So you have a favorite moment while reading this book? Honestly, I think my favorite moment, I think, okay, so there is a moment where, like the novel cover, isn't it sweet? Yeah. Also heading to bed. All right, Eunuch, sleep well, sweet dreams, all of that. Is book club a thing you do? Because I want to do this too. Yeah, yeah, book club is a thing I do. If you are in the Discord, make sure to select the books enthusiast role in roles, and you will get access to the section of the Discord that for the book club. So, and we will have a week to vote on the new book, so no worries. So, yeah, my favorite moment was when Kazu, the gal who does the coffee pouring for the time travel, she kind of like cheeses the system a little bit. She kind of cheats a little bit to get her friend into the seat that the ghost is sitting in, because you can only time travel in this seat and the ghost is sitting in it most of the time, except when she gets up to go to the bathroom. So what she does is she pours the ghost a cup of coffee and then asks, would you like another cup of coffee? And the ghost immediately drinks the cup of coffee and then says yes, or says yes and then drinks the cup of coffee, right? And she can't refuse cups of coffee, right? She has to say yes, apparently that's a rule. So there's a lot of rules around this time travel stuff, by the way. It's just the ghost never refuses a refill. Yes, exactly. Adding this to my to read list, it's really good. Infuriating, but good. Gotta get my account back because I don't have it right now, because I just don't have it on my new phone or my laptop. Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, but she does this like 7 times in a row, and the ghost just the ghost gets up, gets like a little upset, like obviously is in distress, and eventually gets up and goes to the bathroom. Don't ask me why the ghost needs to use the bathroom. It's just a thing. They don't explain it. They explicitly are like, I think the first gal asks, like, and the like other characters just like kind of shrug. Like, a curse to drink or great coffee. A curse. Like she's cursed to sit in the chair, because she actually, so the ghost is stuck in the chair because she time traveled back in time, right? But she let the coffee go cold before she drank it, so she got stuck in the chair. So that's the consequence for if you stay too long, is you take the place of the ghost. I thought it was interesting that you could not change the present, unlike other time travel stories where people are usually cautioned about not changing anything. Yeah, I actually really liked that. It added the it added the dynamic of the only thing that changes. So if you go back in time and you can't change the present, then that means the only thing that changes after you go back in time is you, which is very important to like the story, I think, and the lessons it teaches, right? Because like, yeah, like for instance, during the sisters book, or the sisters story, sisters book, but it's all one book, blah, 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 blah. The sisters story, the older sister travels back in time after her sister dies, and just to beat her one last time and like talk to her and understand her a little better. And she can't change the past, obviously. She can't save her sister's life, but by talking to her sister and actually understanding how she feels about the situation, she learned that her sister didn't want to pass running the, because her and her sister are like the heirs to an inn, right? And so, but the older sister ran away, didn't want to run the inn, right? So the younger sister took over that role. But the younger sister kept visiting to try and get her to come back. But the older sister always blew her off, blah, 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 and started just straight up avoiding her whenever she would drop by. And when she went back in time, she realized that it wasn't her sister trying to pass off the responsibility like she thought it was. It was actually because her sister wanted to run the inn with her. Yeah. I would do that to see my grandma, just to know who the person I was named after was. So probably wouldn't work, because the only one of the other rules with this is you can only go back in time to visit people who have been in that cafe. It's a very limiting time travel mechanic. You can and you can't leave the chair. Once you sit in the chair, if you get up from the chair, you're automatically booted to the back to the present. She also ends up improving the relationship with her parents. Yeah. So that's the thing, is like when she goes, after she gets back, like she realizes that the way to honor her sister's memory is to go run the inn and like rebuild her relationship with her parents. So she does it, and it works, and she's happier for it. So it sure is a very strict rule. Yeah, this book seems like one it would give my feels. It really does. I mean, the last story is about the wife of the manager, and she is not a very healthy woman. She has like a heart condition, but she gets pregnant and wants to keep the child, even though keeping the child is definitely going to kill her. And this is the only instance of the time travel mechanic being used to go into the future. And she does it to see her daughter. Straight up bawling over the last story. I could see why. I was trying to tear my brain out of my skull because I was like, just fucking say what you mean. Like, like if she had just been like, my name is so and so. I came here to see my unborn daughter. It would have been like, so much of the conflict would have been just erased. Hello, Setsuri. Hello, Rar. Hello. Almost done reading The Outsider by Stephen King. Nice, Winter Maiden. Nice. But yeah, so very frustrating book. But I don't know. There's a lot to think about with it, right? I have not read this stuff. I just want to say hi. Thanks for dropping by and saying hi. I appreciate it. I only cry over books, so I'll put this in my cry over list. Love that the daughter inherited using the peace sign like her mother. Yeah. I mean, it's just a common cultural thing over there, but it was kind of cute, right? She inherited like the behavior. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. No, it was that was really cute. And like I liked how they had the daughter actually come back in time first and get a picture with her mother before she was even pregnant with her, which was kind of insane. Like they didn't explain it until afterwards, but it was like oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah. It was very, very interesting. Yeah. But yeah. Hold on. Brain stalled out for a moment. Little sneak peek of the daughter. Yeah. Yeah. They did a good job with that. But yeah, I think the thing to take away from this is like, you know, say what you mean. When you should say it, right? Don't let little moments pass you by, or big moments pass you by even. Gotta get going. Have to prepare for August 2nd. School. Good luck with school. Hello, Mari. Thanks for dropping by. I appreciate it. One moment. No, it's itchy. Ugh. Blah. 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 Okay. But yeah. I don't know. It's just a very thought-provoking book. And like I think yeah, I mean the other thing that I've kind of touched on a little bit is it really does want you to like think about past events and just like don't assume, right? You know, what's going on. It's good to read a book which makes you emotional good way. It's true. But I mean a lot of the problems that arose with these people and like why they traveled back in time is because rather than just talking to the person, they just made assumptions about what the person was like saying rather than like actually asking questions. They were like petty, or they were mean, or they were or they just assumed things and didn't ask further. And it was very I don't know, it felt like a critique of something. I think it was a critique of the way people communicate in general, which is to say not very well at all. Fusagi with the travel mag. Oh my god, it was heartbreaking. Yeah, that's a good example of the not communicating thing. If Fusagi had just actually given his wife the letter, man. I mean, she did eventually get it. So one of the stories involves a man who is losing his mind because of early onset Alzheimer's. Him and his wife. And his wife travels back in time to get a letter from him because apparently he had a letter that he was supposed to deliver to her. And he never did. And he tells this to the waiter Kazu, and Kazu's like, you have to go back in time, or it gets told to, I forget if it's Kazu tells her. Someone tells the wife like, hey, he's got a letter for you. He always meant to give to you. And so she decides to go back in time and read the letter. And she actually gets the letter and it goes back with her to the present. And so she reads it there and she learns that he does, even if he loses his memory of her, he would rather she leave him than treat him like a patient, because she's a nurse, like, because so rather than deal with the pain of him losing his memory of her, she went in like nurse mode, right? So he was like, I would rather be husband and wife to the end. So my parents would say, don't assume stuff because this makes an ass out of you and me. It's true, it's true. If I ever went to the cafe, I wouldn't just sit on a specific chair. Yeah. No. I would want a reason to time travel, right? He doesn't want her to just be his nurse, even though he doesn't remember her. He sometimes doesn't remember her. Yeah. He wants his wife, right? He doesn't want to. The other thing is, like, he's like, if I forget you, that's not very husbandly of me. Like, I do not just want to be your patient, I want to be your husband, right? So it's like, if I ever like stop being a husband to you, then you should leave me. So she doesn't do that though. She keeps trying, but she, rather than being referred to by her maiden name, she goes back to being referred to by her married name, and she like goes out of her way to make conversation with him when he's in the cafe now, even on days where he's not doing so well and can't remember her. So it's a whole thing. But yeah, and like he would always bring a travel magazine to the cafe. And this travel magazine, he would write down all the places he'd been. And these were all places that he'd been to with his wife. So yeah, I would want that. I want whoever I'm with to remind me of them and us. He confessed that he thought she would leave him anyways because he has a scar and she's very attractive. Wasn't that the was that them? Or was that the first? Yeah, that was them. Okay, yeah. I forgot about that part. I forgot about the scar part. Wasn't even thinking about, was the scar that? No, I thought the scar was the lover's story. Am I wrong thinking that? I thought that was the lover's story. I could be misremembering. That was lovers? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I was pretty sure that was the lover's story. Yeah. No, lovers, I got mixed up. Yeah, that's fair. Easy to get mixed up, honestly. But yeah. I don't know. Did you all have any profound thoughts that I didn't have? I'm curious. Sorry, it's fine. Easy to mix up. I mean, they were lovers too, to be fair. In your defense, both couples, technically speaking. One was just boyfriend, girlfriend. One was wife and husband, you know. But yeah. I don't know if you all had any thoughts that I didn't have on it. It's kind of a short book, so I don't have as much to talk about as I usually do. Usually I go closer to an hour when I'm talking about these things, I think. Usually? I don't remember. Thought the 3 clocks were interesting. Oh! Oh, wait. Hold on. I didn't make that connection until you said it out loud. The clocks are past, present, and future, aren't they? Yeah, there's multiple clocks and only the middle one tells the correct time. Wow. I cannot believe I missed that. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I completely missed that. Wow. Okay. I feel so dumb now. I completely did not even think about that. So yeah. Past, present, and future. Yeah, they're definitely past, present, and future. Especially since the middle clock is the only clock that accurately keeps time. Yeah, it's definitely past, present, and future. I did not. How did I miss that? Think so. Yeah. What about the rest of the two? They're inaccurate. I don't know if it explains them very well. I'd have to go read it again, which I'm not gonna do. But it was a good book, but holy shit, did I find it infuriating. Just absolutely parts of it just drove me up the goddamn wall. I was like, ah! Mostly the first and the last story. I was just like, just talk. Like, you're the one who wanted to do this. Why aren't you doing it? Why aren't you doing the thing that you went to do? Yeah. Yeah. Anyways. Despite all my rage at people not communicating, that was part of the point of the book. So which, you know, is its own thing. It also has the mystique of the cafe not following the same rules as the outside world. That's true, because the cafe, like, one of the things they described is that even during the height of summer, the cafe stayed cool, right? And that there was like no cell signal in there, like, and stuff like that. It was very much so, like, the cafe itself felt like it was locked in time from when it was first created, with only a few minor renovations, which was interesting. So I think that was a nice little touch. There's a lot of little details, you know? Yeah, a lot of small details here and there. 13 books, 2 for each brother and 9 for you. Oh my goodness, that's a lot. I used to go to the library and just come back with piles and piles of books. Give me a moment. I am going to see here. Do I have something on here? I don't. Okay. Library's a good place to find some books, really? Yeah. This book made me think, even after I finished it a week ago. Yeah, it definitely stuck with me for a bit after the fact. I was like, huh. You know, just kept going, huh. Oh my god, this is so big. Hold on. I gotta, like, I'm just like, as we continue to talk, because we continue to talk. That is not an issue whatsoever. Okay. I am going to start because we're keeping 2 of the books from the previous voting. And we're gonna nix, obviously, before the coffee gets cold, because that won. And we're taking Sweet Silver Blues off because that very much so did not win. So let me just do. Here we go. And hello, Yukibo. Gigantic font. Huge. Absolutely huge. And hello, Yuki. And hello, Cheyenne. Now we need more books to vote on. True. True. So I am open to suggestions for new books as we move into the next book club thing. I have Song of Achilles. Nice, nice. That is one of the ones we're going to be voting on. So if it wins, then we'll read it. The next book club stream will be about that book. Yeah. How do you feel about Regency romance? What do you mean by Regency romance? I assume that's like a genre, subgenre thing. What is Regency romance? I'm not really like a romance novel guy. I don't tend to read romance novels. Pride and Prejudice? I haven't read Pride and Prejudice. Jane Austen era? Yeah, I haven't read a single Jane Austen book. Historical romance? Okay. Okay, historical romance. There we go. That computes for me. Thank you. Yeah, have I read Pride and Prejudice? Maybe I have. If I did, it was a very long time ago and I don't remember it. Just teasing. Fair enough. But yeah, I'm open for book suggestions. Last time it was 4, but I think we have had 5 options the other times we've done this. So, we want 3 more titles. That would be good. It's all I've read for a while now. I'm more of like, my tendency is like towards sci-fi and fantasy more than anything else. But you know, that's how I am. There's a book called Belladonna, but I can't remember the author's name. It's kind of like a murder mystery romance. Belladonna. Hunger Games? Yeah. I reserve the right to veto things, and the Hunger Games will always be vetoed. There's the Belladonna series by Adeline Grace. Let's see, what is this? Young adult who inherits a mysterious estate and falls in love with death. Can see death and falls in love with him. Orphan is a girl, 19-year-old Signa. But when the mother's restless spirit claims she was poisoned, Signa realizes that the family she depends on could be in grave danger and enlists the helps of a surly staple boy to hunt down and kill her. Huh. What does vetoed mean? I forget. It means it means I say no. That's what it means. It means I say no. You said you don't like Stephen King? Yeah. I do not enjoy Stephen King's writing style. How about classics? I think that Portrait of Dorian Gray could be cool for you. It depends on the classic. I have they're usually very dry. It depends on the classic. Technically a veto means a deciding vote. Yeah, and my deciding vote for Hunger Games is no. No, you already read it, but Dresden Files. If people want to read the first book of the Dresden Files with me, I would be absolutely down to introduce you all to quite possibly one of the best series of all time. King of Gray. All right, overrides other voters. Oh. Why may I ask why Hunger Games is vetoed? Because I fucking hate the Hunger Games. That's why. So let's see here. Portrait of Dorian Gray. Let me look that up. And then I saw The King of Gray by Richard A. All right, Portrait of Dorian Gray. What is this? Early form novel, only one written by Wilde, had 6 additional chapters. Story begins art studio Basil Hallward, who is discussing current painting with his witty and amoral friend. He says the painting should be displayed, but Basil disagrees, fearing that his obsession with the portrait subject, Dorian Gray, can be seen in the work. Dorian then arrives, and he is fascinated as Henry explains his belief that one should live life to the fullest by indulging one's impulses. This feels a little spoilery. Hold on. Oh! I know this story. I've heard like short versions of it. And like I think I've read a short version of it. It's fine. Yeah. That's a tall claim, sir. What's a tall claim? That I hate the Hunger Games, because it's not a tall claim, it's just how I feel about it. We could add the picture of Dorian Gray to the list. I'd be okay with that. And then I would like the Dresden Files, probably. I'll add the Dresden. Hold on, what? It's Stormfront? Yeah. Stormfront Jim Butcher. That's the, Oh! A new follow from Slushy Water 52. How's it going? Dresden Files 1. And then let's look at this other one. King of Grey by Richard A. Knack. Knock. The shadows we see out of our eyes, visions flickering past the middle of the night. They are the elves, the fairies, and other legends of creation. The Grey abound around us, a part of us. Chicago, Jeremiah Tonto is chosen, but even as he tries to come into groups with the existence of Grey himself, he will soon discover that while some represent but harmless dreams of men, others are their most deadly night. Ooh. I like that. It's a good suggestion. What are we talking about at book club? We were looking at this book, Before the Coffee Gets Cold. We have since discussed it. Also, hello, Lexi. Sorry I didn't see you there. It's a good book. Very infuriating if you hate miscommunication plots, like me. But it's very good. I highly recommend it. It is, yeah. Right now, though, we are currently discussing a list of stuff to vote on in the Discord for the next book club. I think I heard the name Portrait of Dorian Gray in our language goes by maybe. No, the tall claim is Dresden Files is the greatest series of all. I said it might be the greatest series of all time. Look, it's definitely one of my favorites. But yeah. Name of the chapters are funny. Chapter 5 is Mom's Gonna Mom. Not if you break up with me first. What is this book? Yeah, that's definitely not my speed. Cute looking cover, though. All right. I will, however, take the suggestion. Man, when I wrote fanfiction, I couldn't be bothered to come up with chapter titles. All right. King of the Grey was suggested. Karasu? Yeah. Yeah. Richard A. Knock. Knack. 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 You should read. We actually already read Coraline. That was I think, was that the first book club? Yeah, the first book club was Coraline. We did Coraline, Last Wish, Dune, Ready Player One, Before the Coffee Gets Cold. And then these are our books for the next go round to vote on, and it will be one of these for the next go round. I missed it, gotta look it up. Yeah, I'm still like trying to figure out what I'm doing for book club. I really just, I'm like 6 in, and or how many in am I? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm 5 in, and I still don't know what I'm doing for book club. And hello, Anubis. No worries, no worries. Thanks for dropping by. But yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing with book club. Ending stream, not quite yet. Wrinkle in Time is a great book. I couldn't get into A Wrinkle in Time when I was a kid. It might be worth it to give it another shot, though. It's okay, gotta figure out things. Yeah. Let me add a 6th thing to the list. Well, we can add A Wrinkle in Time. Cause I'm just gonna say that the Stormfront is my self-insert. These are, everything else is definitely viewer suggestions. We'll do 6. We'll do 6. It'll dilute the vote a lot, but whatever. I don't know. Maybe 6 is too many though. I don't know. I feel like that's gonna dilute the votes too much. You know what? We're gonna keep it to 5. We're gonna keep it to 5. I think. Maybe. Yeah, I think 6 is gonna do it. If we had more people, I think 6 would be fine. But I don't want to dilute the votes too much. I kind of want to keep it a little more concise list. But suggest it again next time, because I'm going to, as a regular thing, eliminate the least voted for book out of the list every time. So 2 slots will open up every single time. So no worries on that one. Yeah, and I think like, well, look, I'm not gonna stop doing this anytime soon. So yeah, make a note, everyone. Gold star to whoever remembers. But yeah, definitely suggest it again next time, because I'll forget. So yeah. And like, feel free to think of stuff beforehand, you know. So yeah. Well, I'll get the votes. Actually, let me get the vote set up now. Otherwise, I'm not going to get the vote set up properly. So as usual, hold on. Yeah. Okay. New book club. I'll just. I can just copy paste. All right. The SOG. Hold on. I can just copy paste. Why am I working hard? Why work hard when cannot work hard? How do we vote? Join the Discord. And then in roles, you'll want to select Books Enthusiast. There is a roles section. And you will have a week to vote. This gives people who don't necessarily pop by stream all that often the opportunity to vote. And then there's a week to vote, a week to get the book, and then a month to read it. It's definitely, yeah. It's definitely like a good long chunk of time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Um, Still rooting for the Neil Gaiman one, but hey, it's yeah. I mean, I'd be fine with any of these. Obviously, like if I'm not fine with it, I'm not gonna put it on the list, right? So, bump. There we go. Enthusiast, new book club poll. There we go. Save the one I suggested for next time. Good idea. I think book club is going quite well. That's good. I'm glad that people like it. It's definitely, this is definitely one of this is definitely one of those things where I'm 100% doing this for me. But bringing you all along the ride as well for, I think, is not a bad thing, right? You know? So. And like, I have already been introduced to books I wouldn't necessarily... there's already been, like, some stuff that I wouldn't necessarily read. Like, I would not have necessarily read The Last Wish. I wouldn't have... Coraline is a book I knew about, but never got around to reading. And Under My Own Power, I wouldn't have read it. I'd already read Dune. I'd already read Ready Player One. Before the Coffee Gets Cold was actually one of my suggestions, but it was from my, like, music teacher. Under My Own Power, probably wouldn't have read it. Welcome in, Kendra. Thanks for dropping on by. I appreciate it. Tuesday morning is now when good education time with books. Yeah, and I think I like it being on Mondays as well. Yeah, because before it was on Saturdays and it conflicted with the ASMR editing, which I didn't like. So, yeah. Really enjoyed it, but I'm a real book nerd anyways. I mean, I used to work in a library. Yeah, I mean, I used to be a huge book nerd too. Not as much anymore, which is part of the reason for this, right? To get me to read more, right? Yeah, why would you be bothering me? I am broadcasting myself live on the internet. Hop into the chat, have a good time, you know? Don't even worry about it. If, like... But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the next one, but I think that's gonna be about it for me. Only an hour long. I really do need, like, well, I think this last one was kind of short, I think is part of the issue. It's very thought-provoking, but at the end of the day, there's not too much to talk about with the Before the Coffee Gets Cold, you know? It's pretty, for being a book about not talking properly, it's pretty straightforward. You know, very straightforward book. But yeah. Never displayed the cross stitches outside your family? Oh. Well, I'm glad you decided to show them on the Discord. They're wonderful. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna call it here for now. I will see you all tomorrow for hand cam Lego building part 2. That should be a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the first one, so looking forward to building more silly Lego robots, ninja Lego robots on stream. But yeah. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Sleep well. Sweet dreams. Why am I saying that? That's why when people like go to sleep thing. Well, do sleep well and have sweet dreams, obviously. But also, posture check, unshrimp yourself if you're shrimped up. Make sure to hydrate, eat well, all of that jazz. All right? But until next time, bye-bye!